Now, before we go on, what is the job of every algebra question?
Do the opposite.
No. That's what you do. What is the job? My job is to get you guys to learn math. But what I do is not that. You understand?
Yeah.
What I do is we have exercises, warm-ups, blah, 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 blah. But my job is to get you to learn math. So what is your job in an algebra question?
To find the equation.
To find the... What are we trying to do? We're trying to find the question, aren't we? That unknown number. Does that unknown number have to be x? No, we always just use x. Everybody cool? All right, so that's our job. Now, Dale, how do we go about finding that x?
Do the opposite.
By doing the opposite what?
Operation.
Operation to what?
Each side.
Each side to the numbers we don't like, right?
Yeah.
Everybody cool? All right, so we're going to start with a super easy one. 2x plus 3 equals 11. What's your job? Don't tell me what you're going to do. Tell me what your job is.
Figure out the question.
To figure out the question, which means I need to find out what x is, yes? What's the proper math word for that?
Isolate.
We need to isolate x, which means we're going to end up with x by itself, aren't we?
Yes.
All right. If x is over there by that door, and I am over here, and I want to end up beside x, can I just teleport over there?
No.
No, I have to get there, don't I? So in this question, I have to get to x, don't I? So what do I have to get through first?
Right now it's multiplication. So
What's in the way of x right now? There's two things. There's a times 2 and a plus 3, yes? Now, if we were doing BEDMAS, what would we do first? Times.
Yeah.
But we're not doing BEDMAS, are we? Because BEDMAS gets us the answer. Do we know the answer?
Yes.
Yeah, so we must reverse BEDMAS, right? So what do I need to do first?
2 divided by 2. No.
I just said we need to reverse BEDMAS.
Subtraction.
So I got to get rid of this 3, don't I?
Yeah.
That is point 1. Hint 1. Start as far from x as you can. Why? Why? Because we want to end up at x. I want to end there. If I'm driving my van to Disneyland, do I start in Disneyland?
No.
No, I end in Disneyland, right? So if I want to get to x by itself, I can't start at x. I got to go through everything else first, don't I?
Yes.
All right. Now, you have already decided you need to deal with that 3. Now, along comes my man, Dale, and Dale says, I see what operation with that 3?
Right now it's
What do you see with that 3?
It's adding right now.
You see plus 3. So you see the addition of 3. You need to get rid of that. So what must you do?
Subtract.
Subtract what?
3.
3, because that's the number you want to get rid of, right?
Yes.
Minus 3. Where else?
On the other side.
On the other side. Now, up until now, this would be done, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Right? Because we've only been doing 1 step. But I'm telling you today that today's 2 steps, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so we draw a line. Did I do anything to x yet?
No.
No. 2x minus plus nothing. So what happens? It stays 2x. Cool?
Yeah.
What happens to this 3? It's gone, because that was our job, right? That was our goal.
Yeah.
What do we get over here?
8.
8. Now, is x by itself?
No.
No.
There's still the 2.
There's still a 2 there. What operation do you see with that 2?
Multiplication.
Multiply of a 2. So what do you got to do?
Divide by.
Divide by a 2. And what do you get?
8 divided by 2, so
X equals
4.
4. Does everybody see two-steppers?
Yeah.
Now, I need to ask you this. When we did our polynomial unit, what was the word that I used all the time before every question? Started with an S. Every question. Simplify, right? When I look at this question, 2x plus 3, that's simplified, isn't it? That's as simple as we can get it, yeah? Okay, does everybody agree? All right, we're going to do one more simple one, and then I'm going to add, as always, a small wrinkle. Here's the simple one. 3y minus 5 equals 1.
So right now it's
Don't do that, Dale. Okay, because you're going to need to write it down. The biggest mistake kids make with algebra is on these easy ones. I know how to do it. And you do it in your head. And then I give you a really hard one, and then you don't know what you're doing because you haven't written anything down. You've got the example right there. Try to take this knowledge and apply it over here.
5 plus
Are we going to start with the 5 or the 3?
5.
Why?
Bed mass in reverse.
Because we're going to end up at the y, right?
Yeah.
So let's get rid of that 5. What operation? We want to get rid of a 5, but what math is that 5 doing?
Right now subtraction.
Right now it's subtract. We want to get rid of subtract 5, so we do opposite, which is add 5. Where else?
To the other.
Why? Because you've got to do the same thing to both sides or it's not going to be equal anymore. Have we seen that somewhere before? Like when we're changing fractions? If we multiply the bottom, we got to multiply the top, don't we?
Yeah.
Okay, so plus 5. So now what do I have?
You have
Cancel. What's left over here?
and then you end up with 6.
You get a 3y equals,
6.
and now what?
And then you do 3 right now is multiplication.
So I do divide by 3, and y equals? Six divided by 3, guys. Come on. Bring it home. 2. Okay. Everybody is good? Everyone is good?
Yeah.
Okay. Wrinkle time.
Yay.
No, you're going to be fine, Stephen. 7 equals negative 3m minus 8. What?
You just turned it around. It's no different.
No kidding, Dale. Math is the same when it's written differently? Shut your face. Really? Amazing. What are you going to do?
Right now it's 8 minus nothing. So
You see a minus 8, so what do?
the opposite way.
Which is? Add 8.
8 plus 8 is 6.
Where else?
To the 7.
Why?
Got even out.
Got to even it out. What's 7 plus 8?
15.
15 equals, what happens here? Gone, negative 3m. Now what's in the way?
Negative 3.
Negative 3m. What operation is happening to that negative 3? It's multiply, so what do I do to that negative 3?
Divide.
By what?
Negative 3.
Negative 3, because I want to get rid of a negative 3.
Yeah.
M equals 15 divided by negative 3.
What goes into 15 3 times?
Use your calculator if you need to. What What kind of 5? -5. Yay! Two-step algebra with the wrinkle. Okay, now I'm going to give you the same question, but it's going to look different, and you're going to be like, I can't do it. But you're not going to be like that, because you can do it, aren't you? Everybody ready? Okay. 7 minus q equals 12. That kind of looks like a one-stepper, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, what would you do?
1 step.
Do the one step that you know to do.
7 minus 7.
You're going to minus 7 from both sides, yes?
Yeah.
To get what?
Nothing on the 7.
Negative q equals 12 minus 7 is 5, right?
Yeah.
Now look closely. Is that done?
Yeah.
Why?
It's negative q.
Because there's a negative by that q. Q is not alone, is it?
No, you gotta get rid of the q.
How do I get rid? You can't get rid of q.
I mean the negative.
How do you get rid of a negative? Stephen, what number really lives there? This is really -1, isn't it? How would I get rid of that?
Add 1.
Not add. Not minus. What operation is happening when the number is bumped right into the letter?
Divide.
I divide by -1.
It's multiplication.
Because that's multiply, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what's q really? 5 divided by -1 is -5. That's the third wrinkle in two-steppers.
Whoa.
Is everybody okay with it? Okay, because it's the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what if I gave you this?
Just slightly longer.
-8 minus j equals -10. Barf. Except it's exactly the same, isn't it? What's in the way?
Right. There's negative 8. So
I don't like that -8.
So you add 8.
So I add 8.
You do the same to the other side.
Uh-oh, that's what I'm really bad at. Mr. Myers was just getting angry at us for that. -j equals what's -10 plus 8. I can't do that in my head. So what do? Calculator, or you draw it. What is it, Dom? -2. Now, is this j alone?
No, it has a secret 1.
It's got a secret 1. Now, I'm going to give you guys a gift of a shortcut.
Yeah.
What happened when I had -q equaled 5? I ended up with q equaled -5, didn't I? So that both sides change signs, right? So what do you think happens here?
Positive.
Both sides change signs. J becomes
Positive.
+2. Because what did we really do? We divided by -1, didn't we? To get +2. Is everybody good? Yes? Can you all do two-step equations? Okay, I'm going to write 3 of them. You're going to do all 3.
Okay.
I'm going to write them in pink.
Yay.
3a minus 5 equals 10. That's 1. Number 2. 18 equals 7. I lie. Equals 8 minus 2b.
Okay.
And number 3, -4m minus 16 equals -28.
Algebra.
Oh, I I know, right, Keon? Woo! Somebody stop me. Now, listen to me. Right now, all of you are looking at number 3 and stressing out. You're looking at all 3 of them and saying, oh my God, 3 algebra questions. No. What is your job?
Figuring out.
1 algebra question. When it is done, you move to this one, which is 1 algebra question. And then you move to this one, which is 1 algebra question, which all follow the same set of rules. Start with this one. Go. I will help you out by moving up to show you these 2 steppers that we did before, in case you have it written on a different piece of paper, or you didn't listen to me and didn't write it down. One of the 2. Did you watch France, New Zealand? That was a good game. Lucky. France played well, and I hate having to say that. It makes me so angry.
Which sport?
Rugby.
Oh, I missed it.
My wife accidentally realized, trying to tape the Canada-Ireland game, that there's other rugby, because I have the French channel, that TV5, and she taped France and Samoa, and she's just lucky that it didn't bump my Canada-Ireland game. So now, I'm always I watch a ton of rugby in French, practicing my French as well. And then I put the closed captioning on, so I got to read it. It's very funny when you watch French people, French announcers. The one guy, the French guy, he knocked it on right on the try line, and the announcers, "Oh, monsieur!" And Catherine and I were laughing. It was hilarious.
I need to start watching French rugby.
Yep. The only sad thing is the only team I can watch is France. Okay. Who would like to talk about the first one? Going once. Sam, you've been a rock star the last few days. What am I going to do with that first one? What are you going to do? You got an example of it right up here. What did I do first? I dealt with the number first, Sam. What's the number here? -5. So what do I need to do?
You add 5.
I add 5. Where else?
To the 10.
To the 10.
What would make it 15?
3a equals 15. Now what?
Oh, I see wrong.
Now what? Divide by what, Hayden?
3.
Why? Because I see times 3, yes? So a equals 5. Everybody good? Everybody good? All right. What's going to happen over here? Where do I start?
8.
I start with, oh, that's a B.
Oh.
Sorry, Hayden, that's a B.
I got mixed up too.
B. You know what? Let's make it N. So where do I start?
8.
8. I see a plus 8, so I do
Negative 8.
minus 8 minus 8. 10 equals negative 2n. Now what?
Then you do, because it's negative 2, and you do plus 2.
No. Ethan. I divide by negative 2 because I'm doing the opposite
I
operation.
taught myself that.
Negative 5 equals n. Done. And finally, what about that one? Barf! But it's the exact same thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
Where am I going to start? Negative 16 or negative 4?
negative 16.
Why?
Because you want m alone.
I want m alone. I'm going to end up at m, so I can't start at m. How do I get rid of subtracting 16? I add 16. Where else? To the 28. That's going to get me negative 4m equals, I'm going to help you guys out here, negative 12. Now what?
Then you do you do divide by negative 4. To the
Because I want to get rid of negative 4. M equals, what's negative divided by a negative?
positive.
12 divided by 4? 3. And now I'm done. Is everybody good with two-step algebra?
Yeah.
You now know how to do all algebra, because the only other stuff you need to do with algebra is,
Make jokes.
no, the only other stuff you need to do with algebra is simplify first. Okay?
Okay.
So, if I gave you this, what would you do? 3x plus 7 plus 2x. What would you do with that?
Use
There's no equal sign there. This is polynomial unit. What would you do with that?
you do the plus 7, what would be negative 7.
No. There's no equal sign, Dale. This is not an equation. Pretend like this is your warm-up. What would you do with that? Just like we did in our warm-up. Just like we did in our warm-up. No, never mind. In our warm-up, I would have told you to simplify that, yes?
Yes. So
And what would you do?
So you can't do
I would do 3x plus 2, right?
Yes.
To get what?
5x.
5x plus 7, yeah?
Yes.
Everybody agrees, right? Okay, now that equals 17. So what would you do if I gave you this?
There's an equal sign now, so you start,
There's an equal sign now, so now you got to do it. But you got too many x's.
start at positive.
So what do?
Positive 7. No. You add the 3 and the 2.
You simplify first.
Yeah.
Why? What does the word simplify mean?
Making it more simple.
Make it simple. Shouldn't you do it all the time?
Yeah.
So simplify this. 5x plus 2x gets, or 3x plus 2x gets me 5x plus 7 equals 17. And now all of a sudden it's easy to solve, isn't it?
That's a 1 step.
Now it's a 2-step. Everybody agree?
That's what I mean.
What if I gave you this? 6y minus 4 plus 2 minus 4y equaled 12. What would you do? What don't you like about that?
The 6 minus
There's
4.
too many y's. How many y's are you allowed to have?
1.
One. There's too many. So what are you going to do? 6 minus 4. What's that? What's that? 2y. Now my y's are taken care of. Too many numbers. What do I do?
That's negative 4 plus 2.
Negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2, right? And that equals 12. And now all of a sudden you're at 1-2 step again.
Wow.
I know, easy, right? What if I gave you this? 2x plus 3 equals 12.
Don't start in brackets because it's opposite and then start with the U.
What do you see there that is ugly? I see brackets. I don't want those brackets there. If there was no 12, we would multiply this, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
So what are we going to do? Multiply it. What is 2 times x? 2x. Plus, what is 2 times 3? 6. What does that equal? 12. And now it looks just like everything. Everybody with me?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm going to give you the hardest thing.
White.
3x plus 7 equals 5x minus 3. Holy crap.
Okay.
What's ugly? What do you have too many of? I got too many x's. So one of those x's has to move, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Which one would you move? Would you move, if I put 2 boxes in front of you, and I said, you got to move one of them, and your buddy's moving the other one. One box is this big, and one box is this big. Which one do you grab? You grab the small one. So, which is smaller, 3 or 5? So we're going to move 3, aren't we? How do I move a positive 3?
Negative.
I do minus 3x, don't I?
Yeah.
Where else? To the 5x, because letters go with letters, right? Then I draw a line. They're gone. I've got 7 equals 5x minus 3x, right?
Yeah.
Which is 2x minus 3, yes? Does that now look like that? So you know how to do it, don't you? So if I've got letters on both sides, I just move the smaller one. By doing what? The opposite of what you see.
But don't you want x alone?
You do, but we got it to here, and then you already know how to do these.
Oh,
I'm just adding each wrinkle. Everybody ready for the hardest one? Yeah, you are. 4x plus 2 minus 7 equals 3x plus 1. Holy crap. You don't need to be. What's there that you need to get rid of?
Too many x's.
Too many x's and
many.
brackets.
Yeah.
So what should I get rid of first? Brackets. Okay, what's this? 4x plus 8 minus 7 equals, what's this? 3x plus 3, right? Now what do you see there's too many of? I see too many x's and I see too many numbers, don't I? So let's clean them up. 4x, what's 8 minus 7?
8 minus 7 is 1.
1. 4x plus 1 equals 3x plus 3, right? Now, too many what's? Too many x's. Which are you going to move? The big X or the little x? The little one, because he's 3, smaller. How do I get rid of plus 3? I take away 3x. Where else? With the 4, because letters go with letters, right? What's 4 minus 3?
1.
X plus 1 equals, this is gone, 3. Now what?
You subtract 1.
Minus 1, and x equals 3 minus 1?
2.
2. That is the hardest algebra that you will ever face.
What if you, instead of moving the smaller x, what if you move the bigger x?
Then you would end up with a negative, and you would just have to divide by negative.
Okay.
Everybody cool? Now listen to me. Tomorrow and the next day, I'm giving you 2 worksheets that you are going to work on tomorrow. Friday is your test. If you finish your test, you go back to the worksheets. The hardest worksheet you see has some of this. Brackets possibly on both sides. You all know how to do it.